Welcome to Modules for Instructional Strategies for World Geography. Module 2, Physical Geography. Module 2 takes us through an activity in which students create a plan to better distribute population growth by using a variety of data collected. The purpose of this activity is to have students create maps in order to determine spatial distributions of natural resources at a global scale and create a plan to help countries better distribute their populations. The enduring understanding that we will touch on include human-environment interactions, which states the student will understand that humans, their society, and the environment affect each other, as well as location, which states the student will understand that location affects the society's economy, culture, and development. This activity will also require students to perform various tasks at levels 1, 2, and 3 of Webb's depth of knowledge. The Georgia Standards of Excellence that we will focus on for this activity include Social Studies World Geography Standard 1, explain why physical characteristics of place such as landforms, bodies of water, climate, and natural resources act as contributing factors to world settlement patterns. Also, Social Studies World Geography 1, Element H, describe the spatial distribution of natural resources, including but not limited to fuel and energy, agricultural, and mineral resources. Predict how distribution of natural resources continues to impact global settlement patterns. Additionally, we will also look at Literacy Standard, which states write arguments focused on discipline-specific content. The first step in this activity is a DOK, or Depth of Knowledge, Level 1, which the students will look at two different distinct maps and collect information from them. The first map will be a resource map to identify the location of selected resources. Since the students are encouraged to work in pairs or in small groups of no more than 3, it is a good idea for the teacher to assign a specific resource that each group would look at. These resources can range from fuel and energy to mineral and other agricultural resources. The second map students will look at will be one of population and population distribution throughout the world to help the student identify locations of major population concentrations. The data collected from these maps will allow students to create a map illustrating countries with the highest. To find several natural resource maps, a good website to go to is mapsofworld.com, which can be found at www.mapsofworld.com. Once at the website, have the students navigate down to the bottom left under where they will see World Maps. Have them click on Thematic Maps. Once on this page, have the students click on Thematic Maps ribbon at the top, and they can choose here from different maps such as maps of natural vegetation, soil maps, forested distribution, as well as other thematic maps such as a world mineral map. They may use this map to identify locations of various mineral deposits throughout the world. They can also select world freshwater resources, as freshwater is extremely important in maintaining a high population. For population maps, direct the students to NationalGeographic.Org. Once at the website, they can click on the banner which says What We Do, click on Maps, click on Population Density Map, which will take you to an interactive map maker. This is a great tool as this dot distribution map allows the student to clearly see where the largest population distributions are located on the world. Remind the students that to better understand the map, they can click on the Legend tab, which explains to them the population density portrayed on the map. Another great website to use is to have the students go to the Population Reference Bureau website located at prb.org. Once there, have the students click on Data Finder, Charts and Maps, have them go down to the international topics. Now what's great about this particular website is that the information is updated every year as new data is collected. Have the students go down to Population Projections, and finally have them click on Maps. This map shows the estimated projections for total population in the year 2050. They can of course change this and update it for 2030 if they want a closer number. The students will then create a map illustrating the countries in which, based on the data collected, are going to be the most populated countries in the upcoming years, as well as where the world's most important mineral deposits are located. Keep in mind that each group might have a slightly different map. For outline maps, I always have my students go to Education Place, located at www.eduplace.com. Once at the website, have the students go down to Outline Maps, World, and World Countries. These maps will come in a PDF format, and they are free for you to print and use for classroom purposes. The third step in this activity is to assign students a country. In a typical class of 30 students, you should have between 10 to 15 different groups, which would equal 10 to 15 different countries. There should be a few countries from each continent and should be among the most populous in each region. Keep in mind that the first part of this activity, where the students extract information from the websites and place them on their new outline map, is a DOK 1. The second part, in which they analyze the information and look for patterns, would indicate a level 2. Step 4 will have students create a resolution. First, have the students read and understand what resolutions are and how to propose them. A great website to use in resolution preparation can be found at the United Nations Association of the United States of America. This site can be reached at www.unausa.org. Once there, have the students click on the Model UN tab in the middle, click on Resources for Students, Model UN Preparation, and Resolutions. This website will instruct the students as to what a resolution is and how to write one. There are even some sample resolutions the students may choose to look at. This part of the activity might take the students an entire class period to familiarize themselves with the writing process of a resolution, in addition to what they are and how they are used. The resolutions should propose how the world should potentially go about redistributing population in order to better utilize the natural resources found where they are found. Students may choose to pair up with other countries in writing their resolutions. The final part of Step 4 would be to have the students bring the resolutions to the front of class, read them, and after being discussed with other groups or other students, The resolutions should be voted on as to which resolution would be best for the world. The fifth and final step of this activity is to hold a class discussion. Students typically enjoy this as they get to state their opinion on the variety of different resolutions. Have each individual student write a reflection paper. The length of the reflection paper can be determined by either the teacher or the student's needs, but should not only indicate what the student experienced throughout the activity, but what they would change if they were to do the activity again. This concludes Module 2.